Can we just start with the obvious? It's always a good day when we have a brand new case to unbox. No matter what it is, Glow Racers, 2-packs, Deluxe, which don't exist anymore, but I'm always the most pumped for singles because there's more of them, there's a lot of new ones typically, and guys, man, the week is a grind as it always is, and to cap it off with a brand new case like this, it feels good, it feels right, and I'm just going to give you guys a little fun fact before we get into it. Now, 2023 Singles Case D, we unboxed on January 24th of last year, and here we are on January 20th. Now, maybe you're watching this in the future, and that's cool. Hope you're having a good day out there. How's the future? But we're ahead of schedule is what I'm trying to say. We're ahead of schedule by about 4 days. It's pretty actually uncanny how close it is to last year. Usually it doesn't work out that way. If we think back to 2022, Case D was like a March thing, right? It was way further out than this past year and 2024 here. But yeah, guys, welcome back. 2024 Singles Case D is what we have to unbox today from GetMeCollecitlbes. I'll leave his contact info in the description below, and also check out his eBay store where I believe he is selling this box of cards. This is the Walmart version of the case. As you can see, it contains 12 pieces, not the full 2024 or the full 24 pieces. I will include in the description below the full content list for the full case and the half case, which you will see here. However, I will say, all the new cars are in the half case, so we don't have to worry about any of those issues. We don't have to worry about missing out on something that's not in the half case, but it's in the full case. We don't have to worry about that today, and that's what actually is contributing a lot to my excitement to get into this. And so we're just going to rip open this tape. We're going to try and make conversation while I'm doing so. Hope you guys are doing well. I mean, obviously, having the full case is always more fun, but this is more manageable. Like, it makes for a shorter video. And if all the new stuff is in these half cases, I'll take it, right? I mean, they're going to be easier to get at Walmart. Of course, that's who gets in these half cases because Target's only gotten in, well, actually, they haven't gotten in any 2024 cases yet. So Walmart's our only hope as of now. It's the best we got. All right, let's get into it, though. You know what? I want the first car to be a Piston Cup racer. Ooh, man, they are tight in here. Holy cow. Whoa. First off is none other than the Retread single, Hall Inngas, the Retread racer. Definitely not one of the most exciting 2024 releases, as he was just released in 2022. And so the packaging is very similar. He just now has the red behind the blister here and a different card back, which we'll take a look at. He was also released from Thailand in late 2019. He got a metallic release in 2020. So my point is, we've seen a lot of Hall, even though he is one of my favorite Piston Cup racers. He is not very much so new, as seen in Cars. And you got a bunch of other Cars 1 characters like Lightning McQueen, Fillmore, Mater, Chick Hicks. By the way, that Mater has the working tow hook. Sally and Sheriff. I think we will be seeing a couple of those in this case. And as per usual, it's the obligatory complaining about why there isn't a 7th car here, leaving this open space that is just kind of an eyesore. I don't know why they do that. It's like that spot is just dying. It's begging for a car to reside there. But it's abandoned. It's like the abandoned buildings in Radiator Springs. Maybe it's a metaphor, guys. Who knows? All right, what is next here? Wow, these cars require 2 hands of force to pull out because they are jammed in there. Holy Jesus. All right, here we have Dirt Track Fabulous Hudson Hornet. Thankfully, this was on a good card. But yeah, another nice re-release this year, but nothing too earth-shattering. We have gotten this one a lot over the last few years in 2-packs and as a single. But this is always one that's a fan favorite because it's so historic, not only within the Cars universe, but also in real life, because he is a Hudson Hornet, a real-life car model. And I always have loved this artwork that they started using. I think it was in like maybe 2016. It's kind of a newer artwork, I believe, or at least newer in terms of when they finally started using it. On the back, you have a similar selection as we just saw. McQueen, Filmer, Mater, Inngas, Sally, and Sheriff there. That annoys me so much. All right, up next is, maybe one hand can get this one out. Nice. Chick Hicks. And they are still using the wrong artwork for Chick Hicks. Not to be surprising, though, after, it's been a couple years now they've been doing this. He was first released in 2022 with the wrong artwork on the Red Riders packaging. The original, though, with the white behind the blister instead of the red. Yeah, I mean, this is the Cars 3 version of him. You could tell by the RSN decal, the Chick Hicks on the tires, the Chick Hicks 86 logo on the hood, RSN on the back, and just the overall expression. This is the Cars 1 version of Chick Hicks where he does not work for RSN yet. So he's got the Lightyear tires and all the Hostile Takeover Bank HTB branding on him because that is who he represents on the racetrack. And yeah, that was, 2006 to 11 years before the events of Cars 3. So really unfortunate because they have regular Chick Hicks like Cars 1 artwork. They have it for him. They have used it for years and years and years. But when Cars 3 came around, it clouded their vision, got them confused, and now they use this one, which stinks because it's like there are two versions of Chick Hicks. They could be releasing both. They could be switching it up. But this tells me they only think there's one version of Chick Hicks, and they have kind of forgotten about the other one. And I don't know. They've just, in their brain, they've combined the two. It's kind of weird. It's kind of disappointing, kind of saddening, the fact that they do that. And it's not really the only car that they do that with. There's a few others where it's like, do you know there are two versions of this car? I kind of thought about that actually in 2021 with Murray Clutchburn when they released the Cars 3 version with the Cars 1 art. And so it's the exact situation that we have here, except it's flipped. You got the Cars 3 diecast and the Cars 1 art for Murray, but they did end up correcting that and releasing the Cars 3 Murray with the correct art eventually in 2022 and in the accessory pack and all that stuff. So maybe there is hope after all. Anyways, on the back, you have the same old stuff that we have been over now over the last 3 cars. This one will have different stuff on the back because she is from Cars 3. It's Rust-eze Cruz Ramirez. I like that they put the accent mark over the I. Love it. But yeah, this is a pretty typical version of Cruz that we've gotten a lot. Would be kind of nice if they did the track damage version of her again that they did in 2021. I think that would be a welcome re-release. On the back, you got some exciting ones. Vuzine Racing Tractor that was in case A. However, of course, that is one that did not make it into the half Walmart version of the case. So we missed out on that one. I don't have that one, and case A has not really hit any stores in a big way yet. Walmart seems to kind of skip that case. I think there are a couple reports of people finding it, but of course, you wouldn't have found Vuzine Racing Tractor anyways. But my point is, most Walmarts just got in case B and are now starting to get in case C. So nowhere has case D here really been found yet. Anyways, you got Bill, Jackson Storm, Eric Breaker, Smokey, Heyday Smokey, and Rust-eze Lightning McQueen. We'll see if we see any of those in this case. I'm not sure. I really only know of the new ones in this case, so everything else I'm just, taking it as it comes. So it looks like that middle row is all the good new stuff, actually, which is kind of crazy. So we're going to skip down to the bottom here because, as you know, we saved the best for last. Here we have Road Trip Lightning McQueen. This is the variant that they introduced in 2023 in case C and released many times over the course of last year. And they actually released it concurrently with the original variant of Road Trip McQueen from 2022. I think this year they are only going to be doing this version. So I like that. I think that's a good thing, although still a little weird that I don't know, it's just kind of odd that they did a variant, an expression variant. They don't usually do that. I understand why they did it with Mater, because they just did the regular Mater as Road Trip Mater, and then they finally did do a different version that they also coined as Road Trip Mater. But yeah, Road Trip McQueen was different to begin with, so it was kind of unnecessary, but I'll take it. I mean, it's a nice expression variant. That translation right there, Pay Na Estrada, looks new. Like, I don't know why, but that just that piece right there just kind of looks different to me. It's caught my eye. It's also weird seeing road trip or on the road cars on these Red Ryder packages because, of course, as we know, they have gotten rid of the cars on the road specific packagings, which is kind of sad. Like, I really like them. They look really nice, but it had to go, like, as with Cars 2 and Cars 3. The Puro Corso eventually ended the Cars 3. Heavy Cars 3 card art in 2017 had to end eventually. So it makes sense, but would have been nice to stick around a little bit longer since they are keeping the Red Riders theme around. But at least they do identify it properly here on the back. You have Randy, Pitstoposaurus, Gearston and Marshall, Mattel, Mallory Carr, and Adam Roadriguez. So it looks like they're bringing back a lot of the really good releases from 2023, some of which were definitely harder to find. Randy, Matto, Adam being, among those. Like, if I had to rank these in terms of rarity, it would go Randy, Matto, Adam, Pitstoposaurus, Mallory, and then Gearston. But that's really like subjective. A lot of people in different regions of the world will have different rankings. And it's kind of odd. Like, Adam would have taken the cake, but his Case M release, let's go over that. Yeah, like Case M, the Walmart version of Case M has him and Randy. And so it kind of lessened their rarity a little bit. Matto, who I found quite a few of when her half case was hitting Walmart, kind of like piddled out, right? She actually ended up being rarer than she was when she was initially released. Like, she cleaned up and, went down the drain quickly and you never saw her again. Gearston, completely different story. Pitstoposaurus, kind of an underrated, forgotten about release, unfortunately. But yeah, that is all for Mr. Road Trip Lightning McQueen there. Let's move on to... We have, oh man, we're getting a little sloppy in there. Fillmore on a perfect card. Love to see it. Is it just me, or I'm noticing a lot of things probably for the first time today? The little flowers on his hubcaps there, that's actually kind of cool. Obviously, it's not something that they translate to the diecast, but yeah, just the pink on that hubcap is standing out to me today. But yeah, this is just your typical Fillmore. Nothing too crazy here. On the back, you do have McQueen. Todd the Pizza Planet truck makes an appearance, who was in Case A this year. Mater, Sheriff, Sally, and Hall Inngas. Now, Todd is in the half case of Case A, which is a good thing because he was not in the half case of Case M of 2023 when he originally debuted. So, gives everyone another chance to get him. I only have found one Todd in a store so far and barely even found that one. It was a store that had gone in at least 3 Case M's. And I'm sure you guys have seen this maybe in a Hunt episode, but I'll tell the story again. They had 5 miles Axelrods, which means they gone at least 3 Case M's because each case is 2 miles. And yet there was only one Todd, right? And so I got lucky. 2 of those Todds were already long gone. But here we have Jackson Storm. Again, nothing to write home about. We've gotten this guy eons upon eons upon eons, but he's just one of those obligatory releases. So almost getting to the point where like you kind of forget about him and like sweep him under the rug. Like no one really talks about him. Everyone just accepts him for what he is. He's going to peg warm a little bit. Not as bad as he used to back in like 2018. Maybe he'll end up like Finn McMissile, in a few years. Finn McMissile, when Cars 2 came out, was a big peg warmer. And after like 8 years, he became super rare. Like the 2011 version, quite rare. The 2013 version, oh my God, like how is that so rare? And they used to peg warm like crazy. It's wild. I don't see that'll happen for Jackson Storm, but who knows, maybe. Here we have Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen. This has actually ended up being a very rare Cars or Case B inclusion. Case B that we did earlier, 2023, or I guess at the end of 2023. It was like October-ish, maybe early November. So he is in the half case with Road at Marker and a couple other nice releases, and yet he ended up being probably the most coveted or the most taken, the most bought car of that case. Even though Road at Marker is the new release, he is a new title and variant, and I reviewed it recently. I don't really care for it. I think it's very inferior to the original Chinese version. It's better than the Vietnam version, I will give it that. But the decals just aren't very clear, and it's just got some weird things. It's got these bolts on the wheel wells there on the hood that obviously are not accurate to the movie or anything like that. But it's a great release, and obviously it's very popular if it's being bought up more than the new release of Roadette Marker. And yeah, I could personally attest to that. I found more of Roadette than I have of Mr. McQueen here. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing when, Mattel can kind of be validated for including so many McQueens in these cases, right? They include a lot. Even in this 12 count case, there are going to be 3 McQueens. So that's 25% of the case. And so when one is very popular and sells good, I mean, hey, more power to them. They know what they're doing. Although sometimes I think they overcook it a little bit. All right, let's get into the best row. I love that they put the 4 best cars in the middle here so they can kind of coagulate together. Here we have Ponchy Wipeout, the bumper save Cars 1 racer. Of course, I have to specify because Ponchy Wipeout is the Cars 3 bumper save racer as well. He's got a different model though. Even though it's like, well, how did that happen? Did he get plastic surgery? That's a whole nother mystery for another day. But either way, this is a really cool Thailand variant that I've been looking forward to. It's not a new Thailand variant. He has been released like this before in the Blue Desert line back in 2019 and 2020, but I never got one to open up. And he's got this really kind of unique expression. It's nothing, again, like crazy or like he's smiling now. No, it's nothing like that, but it's a little different from the Chinese version, and I've heard that is one of the better Thailand variants. Like I can actually kind of already tell the contingency sponsors don't look half bad. So we'll be definitely reviewing this at some point within the next couple weeks or so. This one's not a perfect card, so it will really pain me if I have to open this one, but we'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe all these new cards will be on great cards and I'll have to open them all. But that is the business that we're in, that I am in here. All right, who do we start with? We're going to go over here to Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen Deputy Hazard with slime, that is, though. Unfortunately, they just call him Lightning McQueen Deputy Hazard and they only use 1 Z. So I guess that is actually a correction because when they initially released Deputy Hazard in 2023, just the regular version of him, I am pretty sure that on the packaging there were 2 Z's, but let's take a look here. It's whatever the opposite of the actual car says. Yeah, okay, so as you can see here, there's only 1 Z on the car itself, and whatever. I don't really care how many Z's. You could put 3 Z's in there. Just be consistent. So the car had 1 Z, the package had 2 Z's on it, and now it looks like they've corrected that to only be 1 Z, so that's good. However, they are not specifying that this is the slimed version of him. I really wish they would have said that. Now I understand they're already packing a lot onto this name tag here. They have to translate it and all that, but I mean, if you could have put with slime or slimed, I don't know, it just would have been cool. They do specify this is new for 2024, which is a very good thing, because otherwise then it would be a true shame. It would be like a double negative. You don't say in the name and you don't tell us it's new, but they do. And yeah, if that wasn't enough though, it does look very new. He's got the, oh, that looks really cool. I can't wait to review this one. This one just looks sick. I love the new expression he's got as well. Kind of an unexpected variant coming into the year. Did not think they would do this one. But lo and behold, here it is. On the card back here, you have Roadette Marker. We were just talking about her. Randy, Cryptid Buster Mater. That one will be very coveted. Gearston Marshall, Mato and Mallory Carhut again. So good stuff. Good stuff for sure. We'll be reviewing this guy very soon here. May even be the first one I do. And yeah, that's 2 cases back to back now with new variants of Lightning McQueen that are like sub-variants, because of course this is a variant of Deputy McQueen, and then this was a variant of Cryptid Buster McQueen, and they both kind of have the same vibe, like covers, or they're, this one's got the tarp on, this one's got the slime on, you know what I mean? Like it's got a very similar vibe, and yeah, I'm here for it. They both are really good. At least that is my first impression with this one. I loved Space Creature McQueen over there, so hopefully I like this one just as much. But I doubt I will like it as much as Tractor Ghost here, one of the most probably anticipated releases of 2024, at least right now, from what we know, or at least what everyone knows and everyone's expecting. First off, tractors just by themselves are super popular, whether it be tractor with tire, whether it be Vusing racing tractor, whether it be just the regular old tractor itself. It's going to sell well no matter how many you put in the case. And when you make it a ghost, oh man, it's like putting whipped cream on something that's already so good. Like, I could probably provide a better analogy. It's like taking an apple pie and just dousing it in whipped cream. It's like, wow, you're just making this overpowered. You're going to absolutely sugar inundate me. But yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. This thing's awesome, right? That's basically, like, what the hell am I saying? I'm saying this thing is amazing. I can't wait to review this one. It's going to be really difficult for me to determine which of these three to review first. But yeah, I mean, this is from the Lights Out episode of Cars on the Road. Kind of like a funny moment in there, you know. It's like, oh, cool, look at all these ghosts. Nice. And then you're like, wait, is that a tractor in there too? Like, what is a tractor doing dancing in the ballroom? Like, it was a funny moment, pretending like it's kind of giving off the impression that the tractor is like a part of the friend group that's there, and it's not a animalistic type of character like we see in all the other movies where they don't really have a quote unquote part. They are, you know, there as, you know, like a herd of cows, right? But then you see one dancing. It's like if you saw a dancing cow. And not only is it a dancing cow, it's a ghost of a dancing cow. Okay, we'll talk more about that later. This is, of course, new for 2024. Let's see what they put on the back here. The same old stuff. All right, guys, that's a little concerning. This is giving me 2022 vibes where they got to the point in the year where they just stopped changing the card back no matter what. They kept on showing the stuff from like months ago, and they did not update the card backs to include the concurrent releases that were coming out at that time. Like, this should have Deputy McQueen with the slime, Space Creature McQueen, what we're about to look at, but it's got all the older ones. So kind of disappointing there. I hope this doesn't continue on as the year progresses, but certainly not a good sign, because do you see any of these cars in the case? No. So why are you showing them on the back? Like, you want the ones on the back to be at least somewhat available and adjacent to the one that you're holding. It's like, all right, if I found this, what else am I liable to find? Well, none of these are in the same box, so I don't know. I think they had some better choices. Anyways, here we have Cave Mater, and holy cow, I'm going to be absolutely under the wire, because it's not a good way to say it, but all these are on like great cards, and I got to open them all. It's going to be tough. We're going to do it, though. Cave Mater, new for 2024, looking great. Another super anticipated release for the year, obviously. You know, going into the year, we had already gotten a lot of the McQueen variants from the show in 2023, but we didn't get all the Mater ones, and a lot of the significant Mater ones, including Cave Mater. President Mater will be in the next case. And here we go, guys. This is super exciting. He looks fantastic. Another one that I just cannot wait to review for you guys. 3 really, really solid new releases in this case. And we needed it because, of course, Case E, although it has President Mater, it's a little lacking. Case F, I'm just going to say it's a little lacking. Haven't revealed it yet, but it's a little lacking. February 1st, we will reveal that case. So at least Case D makes up for it. Really, really happy with this case, especially the half case, because it includes so much of what's new. And yep, there you go with the same problem. I don't know why they aren't putting Tractor Ghost or Deputy McQueen with the slime on the back. It just, oh my god. Grinds the good old gears. And for those wondering, this is the Tomica version of Cave Mater. So we will be doing a full-on comparison between that and the Mattel version. We will not, though, be comparing it to the McDonald's version. Sorry, guys. Don't care about the McDonald's version. Sorry. It's nice. It's nice. But it's like, it doesn't even shape up to these. All right, guys. Here comes the big boy question. Which of these 3 is your favorite? The 3 new releases in this case. For me, man, it's going to be tough. I'm probably going to end up saying Tractor Ghost. But they all have a case to be my favorite. It's not like there's one that's like, obvious. Like, I could think back to some of the cases in 2023 where it was like, okay, obviously my favorite is going to be Quadratorchosaur. Obviously it's going to be West Philampus. Or obviously it's going to be Todd the Pizza Plant Truck from Case M. Like, this case, man, I could make a case. I can make an argument for all of these. So you guys let me know what your argument is for. Who's your favorite of this little trio? And yeah, guys, we will be back with a review of one of these, and then the other one, and then the last one, and then probably Ponchy Wipeout too. So it's going to be a fun week for sure. Really pumped for it, guys. All right, thanks as always for watching and your support. Really appreciate it. Bye now.
One day the sun's gonna